Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Hello, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model weekly review for Monday the 7th of the 6th to Friday the 11th of the 6th, 2021. We've written up the weekly flows to get us underway for the period then. So euro dollar minus 54. This means over the week then the euro dollar has lost 54 points or pips. Euro yen minus 44, euro pound minus 12, pound dollar minus 43, pound yen minus 44, and the dollar yen plus 7. If you feed that into the model, you get the euro has been the negative opposed driver during the week at minus 110. Front and back door flows mainly going into the dollar at plus 104, into the yen at plus 81, and the pound has been the negative rock at minus 75, activity plus or minus 185. So we're going to start this and write up the dailies, so don't go away. Right, welcome back. We've written up the dailies. We're going to rattle through this before we do the analysis then. So Monday the 7th, we've got a negative unopposed driver in the dollar at minus 94, no backdoor flows, the opposing positive flows mainly going into the yen plus 58, into the euro plus 19, and the pound was the positive rock at plus 17, activity plus or minus 94. Tuesday, we've got a positive unopposed driver in the dollar at plus 68, no backdoor flows, opposing negative flows mainly coming out the yen at minus 43, out the pound at minus 23, and the euro was a negative rock at minus 2, activity plus or minus 68. Wednesday, a negative opposed driver in the pound at minus 91, front and backdoor flows, mainly going into the euro at plus 56, into the dollar at plus 46, and the yen was a negative rock at minus 11, activity plus or minus 102. Thursday, a positive opposed driver in the pound at plus 120, front and backdoor flows mainly coming out the euro at minus 94, out the dollar at minus 80, and the yen was the positive rock at plus 54, activity plus or minus 174. And finally Friday, we've got a positive opposed driver in the dollar, plus 162, front and backdoor flows mainly coming out of the euro at minus 100, out the pound at minus 80, and the yen was the positive rock at plus 18, activity plus or minus 180. Right, so you can see that we've had a lot of swinging around this week as usual. The drivers have been yo-yoing backwards and forwards. Stop that there and do the analysis. Right, we're back again. Let's do the analysis. Right, so US dollar index then. Basically it's had a bounce off the lows. It's now 0.29 off the floor. So significant bounce on Friday. Gold basically has come off a little bit due to the higher dollar. It's 0.28 from the high. Oil steaming up 0.7 plus from the high, so it's 0.37 sorry above the breakout high. Wall Street has tracked sideways just below the highs at 0.18 from the high. S&P is actually knocking on door the double top, so it's there. The tech is just sub high 0.05 from the high. US 10-year, we've had that big pump in price. It's come back a bit due to that explains a little bit of the rise in the dollar. And the euro dollar's obviously sold off a little bit, and we're 0.20 from the high, so US yields have relatively strengthened a little bit. The bund then has come up off the floor. The price has bounced, so the yields have come off a little bit, 0.33. So relatively speaking, the US has closed a little bit relative to the bund or the European yields. Hence we've got this part of the reason we've got this fall in the euro dollar. Copper then, copper's still messing about. It's soft. It's 0.45 from the high, and US steel has come up though. It's 0.14 from the high. Right, so what have our trades been doing? Well, our trades are what was it, 4,700 points profit. They've come back a fair bit from a peak though of 6,500, so we're still still a little bit light. Just to remind you what the weekly flows were. So we've got the euro as the opposed negative driver at -110. So the euro has been negatively driving this week, but only just. So you've got front and back door flows. You've got the euro negatively driving, and then you've got the bulk of these opposing negative flows going into the dollar at +104, into the yen at +81, and the pound is a bit soft at -75. So you've got euro weakness driving, dollar strength sucking them up, yen strength and pound weakness. So that explains that a little bit. Right, so let's just rub this out and just do the final analysis then. So next week we've got some well, we've got the Fed's rate decision on the Wednesday, which is when is it? Wednesday the 16th, and Tuesday the 15th we've got the RBA minutes, Reserve Bank of Australia meeting minutes. We've got GBP claimant counts, which is a tier 1 event, German CPI, Bank of England Bailey speech, and US retail sales. So it's quite busy first 3 days of next week. We're still short USD dollar against the euro, the pound, and the AUD, and we're short NZD against the euro, the pound, the CAD, and the AUD. Now, this end of it has deteriorated a little bit, but this end of it has massively improved. Shorting the NZD is now looking quite clever. So, as I say, we're 4,700 points up at the moment, and we've had to reduce positions down on the AUDs down to the minimums. We've got two full trades running instead of about 6 we had originally. But the AUD is looking good for next week. So that's where we are really. So we're plus 4.7k, 4,700, and the peak was 6.5 approximately on the points. Right, so we've got the data cycle video coming out, sister video coming out later today or maybe tomorrow morning, depending on how we go, and that will fill in some gaps. The general theme then is we're going to be running into this this Fed meeting on Wednesday. The American data cycle is hot. Inflation is looking like it's kicking in. The market is looking for the Fed to take notice, and the Fed has said they're not going to take notice effectively. They're going to run the economy hot, and they've got no choice. They're printing like crazy. The G7 have just agreed further increases in spending. It's business as usual. They're just pretending to care about inflation. They can't care about inflation. They need inflation. So anyway, that's where we are. The pound is getting both barrels at the moment. It's getting a little bit of soft data. It's got this lockdown potential extension in the UK beyond June the 21st. And it's got the EU sabre rattling about sanctions and all the rest of it. Tariffs and sanctions. So anyway, all good fun. It's acting as a nice depressant on the GBP, but medium to long term GBP is a very solid long situation. We're going to stay fully long GBP. Anyway, hope that was useful. Watch out for the sister video. If not, see you Monday for the daily briefing. Thank you very much.